to the station crew. Enjoy your stay.
Alright. Welcome back to Space Station 14. This will be another round taking place on Wizard's Den's Lizard server. So last time, we had a round playing as a regular crew member during a during a zombie apocalypse. This time around, we're going to be playing an initial infected, causing the zombie apocalypse. Anyway, there's multiple tactics you can use as an initial infected, trying to kill a lot of people, so you have a bunch of bodies to infect, turning instantly to infect a couple of people, which is now a viable strategy since the infection for zombies is much stronger than it used to be. So if you do bite somebody and they get infected, which they have a pretty good chance of, they have about, I'm gonna say 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes to live before they turn into a zombie too. So if you manage to bite 3 people or 4 people, then that's pretty good. Anyway, as an engineer initially infected, my priority for maximum efficiency or maximum damage is to sabotage the air and power infrastructure, which is gonna let the zombies do their work much better and their crew be more dead. Without any air, hopefully, the zombies will be able to spread more easily, as people will either have to shelter in places that still have air and be gathered in bunches, or be dead. So we'll just see how I do this relatively quickly. Not as an atmospherics technician, but as just a regular engineer. We open up a hole to space, make sure to discover where the distro pipe for the air system is. I'm gonna speed this up a bit. And we lead it to space, which we will then proceed to make a platform to construct some vents on, which will space all of the air that's inside the distro network. So as you just heard, there is a zombie somewhere on station near here, but it's not been genuinely discovered by the crew yet, which is surprising. After using the layered piping, I was thinking of doing oh, my dog is back. Okay. I was thinking of using a tree pipe system, but I wasn't gonna have enough steel for that, so instead I'm just gonna make one pipe, extend it all the way to the end, and then spread it out into tree. Which is about the same effect, really. In any case, once we have all that figured out, we then need to get a bit more steel. Oh, and because the captain and the chief engineer were trying to break into the AI's room, it had to have a little fight with them, trying to stop them from changing its laws. In any case, this does give me the opportunity to just mess around. These 3 vents will drain the distro network, which is pretty good for me. At least that's enough. That's enough for me to consider air sabotaged. Now we have to sabotage power. Here's the fuel pipe that leads to the tag, so we can consider that sabotaged. Already took out the AME, kind of, maybe. It'll need to be reassembled, basically. There's also a Tesla currently running, and I won't be spending my time sabotaging solars, because that'll be too long and inefficient. Now zombies have been discovered. Somebody or some horde went to medical and attacked it, while the captain and the AI are busy having a battle for their laws. We go back on station. We find the SNES array, and at first I just turn it off, but then I think that'd be a bit too mean because I don't think the other engineers are going to be skillful enough to realize that I've turned off all the SMES, so I do a bit more obvious sabotage so it's more easy to tell what's been broken, so it can be fixed later on. Now we don't have any power storage. we're currently consuming more power than we're using, as somehow the Tesla by itself is not producing enough power. Somehow. I don't know how. Don't ask me how that's possible. I don't know. But just to be sure, we're gonna sabotage it anyway. I just unanchor the coils. When you sabotage power, you have to be careful not to sabotage it too hard, or you might cause a loose. So we just take out the power generation while we leave the emitters to do their work. That's power sabotaged. Now we gotta kill some people, get some zombies going. And also spread spacing. As now the station is one hole away from having it entirely spaced.
The emergency shuttle.
Oh yeah, and I do, just in case people do manage to repair everything, I do just a bit more sabotage of the power network. I cut the main power line. So if somebody does really manage to realize that all the power has been sabotaged, and they do fix it, they won't have fixed the actual lines going out. Anyway, now we're on a timer before everything loses power and air. As you can see, there's security here, and there's zombies here. So it's already pretty bad in the streets. It's usually unreliable to try and get the zombies to listen to you as an initial infected, or to not kill you. So it's best not to try. So there's dog noises. As you can see, or at least as I can see, people, general crew members, are starting to get guns, which means in my eyes that security might be starting to arm people. Also, I can notice now that the power is starting to drain in some of these areas. So, how about I get a gun? That'd be good. I like guns, especially as a villain. However, I did notice that spacing is not spreading that much, just by the general zombies' activities. And there's a bunch of people here who aren't wearing any spacesuits. Which means that if I could space security, I could kill a bunch of survivors when the zombies inevitably try and attack security. Anyway, keep trying to ask for a gun. And the warden? Question mark? Somebody tells me to get guns. I verify that this distro doesn't have any air by using the gas analyzer on the pipes. There's still some heavy firepower in the armory, so I just serve myself. Now all we need to do is sabotage the air at an inopportune moment to do maximum damage to all these guys. Already got a gun, so we have to find a little spot that is a bit out of the way. This door doesn't have a fire lock, so if I space this room, it'll spread to the other corridor. And that's spaced. And this room is spaced now. And by holding open the fire lock, pretending to help, I'm going to be spacing the other room too. So most of the people in here are dying at this point. Now we gotta make the job of the zombies that will attack security as easy as possible. As usually there can be like just stragglers, like 1 or 2 zombies that could come in. Not a full horde. You can see we're not the only initially infected. Like I said, we have 2 zombies trying to come in, 3 zombies trying to come in. 4 zombies? It's pretty much a horde. You gotta be careful. Oh, and the initial infected just turns right at this moment. Try to pretend that I'm doing friendly fire and not actively been trying to kill the enemy. And now we'd have to escape before the horde kills me too. As you can see, one of the zombies goes out of the way to kill me, so since I have a gun, we can just take him out. Put a couple extra bullets in them so they don't come back up and bite me again, just so I can get some medical supplies. As now, our time is limited. Initial infecteds do have the infection, so they will turn if they don't take any medical measures eventually on their own. And because we've been injured, it'll take less time. And also because we've been bitten, I think we can be double infected. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, we now have a fast spreading infection. So the only chance that we have to survive and help the zombies a bit more is to get to medical. Unfortunately, NPC zombies, like this sloth, will attack initial infected, so that's not good. Thankfully, these zombies aren't attacking us. It's making like a hive mind, where nobody is gonna be attacking me if they don't see anybody else attacking me. As you can see, power has been restored, which means there's survivors in engineering. I try and corral these zombies to go to engineering, but since they don't have communications on their ears, we can't talk to them on comms. As you can see, our health is still getting worse and worse. Zombie viruses do poison damage to you, so we need an anti-poison medicine to help us out. Since we have hands, we can help out the zombies a bit. And since we have a gun, we could also help them out by just shooting down people as the horde comes by. Anyhow, I can see here that there's the chems locker that has all the chemicals that medical needs. So we break in and take the anti-poison chemicals. However, as I drink them, I stop. You can see that engineering comms is talking, so I take the time to respond to them. But that means that I take too much medicine and I'm going to be overdosing. So now we need to figure out what else is going to be hurting us and what medicines that needs. It's going to be a very, very long process. I'm pretty much going to be stuck in medbay trying to heal ourselves from both the zombie virus and the OD damage for quite a while, all the way until evac comes. And as we leave, we just get killed by random zombies. So we didn't have enough health to survive 1 or 2 bites. Actually, they were NPC zombies because they didn't bite my corpse. But anyway. Now we're left to wander the station as a zombie. About 12 survivors made it out of that, out of an 80 population server, so that's pretty good. And that was fun. Anyway, see you guys around. Bye-bye. Boop.